Simple, tasty, balanced. A far cry from the beef-flavored bean water your uncle makes. Chili is one of those things everyone claims they make the best of, but if you want a no-nonsense, straight-to-the-point pot of perfectly proportioned, savory meat to bean to veg that will knock the goofy socks off of anyone, you've come to the right place. I'm not saying that it is the best in the world, but it's hard to imagine a chili getting any better than this. Chili was on the menu every Halloween when growing up, as it was one of the easier, quicker, fall feel-good meals we can make to feed our entire family. In keeping with tradition, this recipe takes less than 30 minutes to whip up and is the perfect meal to settle a belly full of candy. I've got a few nutrient-rich vegetables, the canned base of the chili, and the meat, probably the most important part of this chili. 85-15 beef gives an adequate meaty flavor while avoiding the dreaded pool of grease that so many chilies come with. 93.7 ground turkey, being exceptionally low in fat, helps tip the scales even further. And if turkey gives you the creeps, just as lean beef would work the same. Shallots are pretty cool. They're the perfect size for adding just enough onion to a dish without having excess to stow. It's just a preference of mine though, so use whatever onion you've got. Garlic, of course, is a necessity. When is it not? And now for some more colorful veggies. I'm a firm believer that good chili has heterogeneity to it, so I like to cut these to be rather chunky. Gives me something to chew on. I find it easier to do all the prep before starting to cook, but if you happen to have a little minion to do your bidding for you, great. I've been drawing a lot with charcoal lately, which is why my fingernails look especially disgusting today. At least it enhances the spooky aesthetic. A rough chop after removing the guts. And who doesn't love zucchini? The size doesn't matter, it's more in how you use it. Again, that gets a rough chop. For a spicy chili, I like to add in a jalapeno. That's gonna come back to haunt me later. Yeah. And because I'm a wee little baby, I like to remove the inner bits entirely and dice the pepper into tiny little cubes.
It's not hot, dude. Just it was one bite.
I think you see why. Now that all the prep is out of the way, I start pulling together the base of the chili. 1 can of crushed, not diced, tomatoes added to a pot, and 2 cans of chili beans. Plain pinto beans would do, but I like the extra seasoning that comes with chili ready beans. All that really matters is that you don't mess with the proportion of beans to meat here. No one likes a bean heavy chili. 1 can per pound of meat is ideal. I just leave that covered on medium low. Okay, this is random, but hold out a 12-inch cast iron pan with a completely straight arm without shaking. It won't make the chili taste any better, but it's harder than it looks. Next challenge is to do that when it's hot. I'm kidding. Or am I? But okay, no. But I do want the skillet to be ripping hot. You'll see why in a bit. High temperature combined with pressing the ground meat into the skillet to maximize the surface area contact is going to give the meat a sort of crust. Some salt to flavor the other side of the meat, and I check on the base of the chili to be sure none of it is sticking to the pot. Let's see how these are looking. Okay, that one sucks, but let's see if... Yeah, that is what you want to see. This browning is going to go a long way in flavoring the chili. But of course, the chili wouldn't be complete without spices. Some more salt, about 1.5 teaspoons. Counting the bit that I added earlier, that's about 2 teaspoons in total for the chili, but add more if you'd like. Cumin, about 1 tablespoon or 8 grams. 1 tablespoon or 8 grams of ancho chili powder, half a tablespoon or 4 grams of onion powder, the same amount of garlic powder, half a tablespoon or 6 grams of smoked paprika, if you've got it, the regular stuff if you don't, about half a teaspoon of oregano, ground black pepper, about 1.5 teaspoons or 3 grams, and mix around thoroughly. Now the spice mix would be fantastic on its own, but I want to show you how to elevate your chili flavors a notch or two. About 1 to 2 tablespoons of Wash Your Sister sauce is enough to take a pot of "Hi, how are ya?" to a cool cauldron of "How you doing?" that's filled all the way in the next room. And to wash this smooth talk down, I drown in about a half a can of lager or light beer. There are other ways to glaze the pan, but are they better? Are they though? Are they? Straight into the pot.
And make it down the slide.
And mix to incorporate all the flavors. With the skillet on medium-high, it's time to slide in all the colorful stuff I chopped up before and stir around and let cook until it's a little less colorful. Sick. Dump that in with the rest, combine, and I'll let that cool a bit as all the ingredients marry for about 5 to 10 minutes. This, people, this is how you make chili.